How can you ensure that your data is both secure and efficient? Today, we're going to be diving into one of the most powerful tools in data engineering, hashing. Stay tuned to learn when and where to use hashes in your data workflows. Hey guys, I'm Chris Gambill, and with 25 years in the data profession, I've helped large corporations optimize their data infrastructure and derive clear, actionable insights. In today's video, I'll walk you through why and when to use hashes in your data, a concept that not only helps with security, but also efficiency at scale. Let's dive in. First, let's discuss exactly what a hash is. So, a hash is essentially a function that takes an input, like a string of data or a record, and produces a fixed length value. Typically, it's represented as a hexadecimal value. For example, if you hash the word data, you'll always get the same hexadecimal output. But it's not as easy to reverse engineer. That's why hashes are often called one-way functions. You can't use the hashed output and easily get back to the original input. There are many hash functions, like MD5, SHA-1, and SHA-256. MD5 used to be the most popular, but now often we use SHA-256 because of the enhanced security. Think of hash functions like a blender. You put in all the ingredients and you end up with a smoothie. While you know that it's a smoothie, it's impossible to separate out the original ingredients in their original form. That's what makes hashes a one-way function. Why would you use hashing in your data workflows? Let me give you 3 solid reasons. The first, of course, is going to be data integrity. Hashes are great for ensuring data integrity because imagine that you have 2 copies of a file across multiple systems, and you hash both copies to compare, and you compare those line hashes. So you could hash all of the records all the fields in a line into a line hash, and then you could compare those hashes between the 2 files. This ensures data consistency when you're moving data from source to target. If the hashes are as long as the hashes are identical, you can be sure that the files are too. So if they differ, you know something has changed in the process of moving the data. Something's corrupted, something's missing, some error has occurred. So this is a way that you could do data quality checks as you're moving your data from source to target. The second reason is data security. We touched on this a little bit earlier, but hashes are critical for data security. For example, when you store user passwords, when you store private information and you're sharing that information to somebody else that may be doing some data science work, you don't always want to transfer the exact usernames, social security numbers, addresses, all that customer private information. You want to be sure that you're hashing in order to keep it secure and private. So instead, you would use the hashed passwords, hashed customer names, and that way you're not sharing that information to somebody that doesn't necessarily have the same rights as you may have as a data engineer when you're moving the data. So again, you would use hashes so that when the data came back, you could still compare it to the original record and translate that into what the actual data is. The final thing is efficient comparisons. Hashes can make comparing data faster. So think of this use case. If you have a composite key, so a composite key is a join condition between 2 tables where you have more than one field that you need in order to create a one-to-many relationship or a one-to-one relationship. Having that increased complexity in your join statement can slow down your queries. However, if when you're moving the data and creating the tables, you're creating hashes of those commonly used join criterias, similarly to the increased efficiency that you get in indexes, you also get increased efficiency here by reducing the complexity of your join criteria. So It's especially helpful for large data sets. You're not going to see really any benefit in it in anything less than 10 million records. Less than 10 million records, you might as well just leave it as is, because you're also keeping in mind, you're also increasing the complexity of your write as you're moving your data, your write operation as you're moving your data from your source to your target by creating the hash fields. However, once you get more than 10 million records, so again, for the larger corporations, larger industries, where you're dealing with terabytes and terabytes of information, even petabytes of information, using the hashes to compare records between tables for your join criteria will speed up your queries. It's one of the many ways that you'll learn as a data engineer to increase efficiency. So, now that we've covered why hashes are useful, let's talk about when to use them. So, again, the first reason is deduplication. Hashes are a great tool for identifying duplicate records. And so, a lot of times, I'm going back to the millions of records scenario, right? Again, these types of functions and these types of concepts are much more. You get much more larger efficiency gains as your data scales to the millions of records and tens of millions of records. So let's say you have millions of data entries and you want to eliminate the duplicates. You can hash each entry, so do a row hash for each of your rows in your data set, and you can use that hash to identify the duplicates. So you can compare the hashes to find those duplicates, which is far faster than comparing the entire data set or creating a window function to try and do it. Now, the next piece is indexing and lookups. We briefly touched on indexing earlier, as I mentioned, talking about the creating hashes for the join criteria. So another use case is indexing and quick lookups. Hash-based indexes can make searching through large data sets so much faster, especially when the data needs to be accessed frequently by multiple users and multiple systems, and again, at the scale of tens of millions of records. Anything less than a million records, again, you're not going to see any efficiency gains, and you're probably going to increase the time it takes to do your write operations. However, if you anticipate those data sets to become larger, then it's a good practice to use these hashes. So the final piece, password verification. We already mentioned passwords, but it's worth repeating. Hashing is the industry standard for storing and verifying passwords securely. Just remember, always add a little bit of salt, which is random value added before hashing to further secure passwords. So think of it this way. You could add maybe the time and date stamp that the password was created to the hash in order to add a little bit of complexity to the hash, and again, increase the security of passwords. So, in conclusion, hashes are incredibly powerful tools for both securing your data and making operations more efficient at scale. Whether you're securing passwords, verifying data integrity, or trying to optimize your queries across multiple complex environments, hashes can help you achieve your goals. I hope this has helped you understand why and when to use hashing in your data. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more insights on data engineering tools, concepts, and tutorials. Drop a comment below if you've used hashing before. Tell me about whether you've used SHA-256 or MD5 and what your specific method is to create your own hashes. I'll talk to you again soon, and I look forward to seeing you on our Friday night live sessions at 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Have a great day.